All right, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are live for our monthly All Request Night show. Greatly appreciate you being here, and I do hope you forgive me. There are a few new sound things that I'm working on. I have a brand new mixer meant for just these live streams, and things are going to sound a little bit different tonight. Hopefully not too noticeable. I think I got the mixes about right where they usually are. But let me know if you want to hear something a little bit better or a little bit louder or whatever, and I'll adjust accordingly. So, I'll start off with a couple of original tunes to start us off. And remember, we're taking requests. If you want to hear anything, please let me know in the chat, and I'll be right there with you. All right, so I'm going to start off with Wynn's song tonight. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stare, as if the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside you try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. I'll let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace of breathing in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me. Let it run free. There is no shame. Feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. It makes you feel alive. Feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine, and I'll just let it flow from your depths into mine. I let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace of breathing in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dance and to the soundtrack of your life. But so you know, if the tension ever grows, then come back here to find me and let the wind blow. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. All right, thanks once again. I'm going to turn the guitar up a little bit so it matches the vocals a little bit better. All right. She pulls him aside in the darkest of night just to see what this love can bring. magical tide, through the dizzying slide of this dance of liquid stain. This pleasure and pain makes the lowest of plains, makes my slowing body sing. God and whiskey, come release me, break the dam on this river in my chest, yeah. God and whiskey, come and kiss me, hold me in your toxic caress. I walk through the halls and bump into the walls as the room spins round and round. Red to the face, can't remember the place where this kind of love was found. She takes my hand, I can barely stand, but I sure can kiss the ground. God and whiskey, come release me, break the dam on this river in my chest, yeah. God and whiskey, come and kiss me, hold me in your toxic caress. I answer the phone with a groan and a moan, and it slowly wakes my mind. Barely disguised in my whispers and sighs, I just leave all sense behind. I walk to the door, then I fall to the floor, all for someone else to find. God and whiskey, come release me, break the dam on this river in my chest, yeah. God and whiskey, come and kiss me, hold me in your toxic caress. Just another day in this war of dismay, and it's where I most belong. I swear it's the end, but it's harder to mend. I still sing this drinking song. I hope and I pray, take this burden away, 'cause I know this ploy is wrong. God and whiskey, come release me, break the dam on this river in my chest, yeah. God and whiskey, come and kiss me, hold me in your toxic caress. Toxic caress. All right. Thanks again. I hope you appreciate being here. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat and see who is here. James Zotti is back again on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see what Twigs has to say. Journey to Rome. The restaurant impossible. 3 hours to do the redo. Wow. That's impressive for sure. Let's see. My sister requested "At the Zoo" by Simon and Garfunkel. Let me turn off the ticker. I'm a little off tonight after the weekend that I just had. But "At the Zoo" by Simon and Garfunkel, I don't think I can do that actually. I don't have lyrics for that or anything up here. Let's see, since we were just in Asbury Park by Madame Marie's, how about Sandy? I can certainly do that. Let me switch over for a sec. I'll get right to it. I was kind of anticipating that one, actually. Let me just check and take a look for a second. I might not have those that song. Oh, good, I do. As a matter of fact, I do have the lyrics. Sandy, the fireworks are hailing over Little Eden tonight, forcing a light onto all those stoned out faces left stranded on this 4th of July. Down in the town, the circuit's full of switchblade lovers, so fast, so shiny, so sharp. And the wizards play down on Pinball Way on the boardwalk, way past dark. And the boys from the casino dance with their shirts open like Latin lovers on the shore, chasing all them silly New York girls by the score. Oh, and Sandy, the aurora is rising behind us. This pier lights our carnival life forever. Oh, love me tonight, for I may never see you again. Hey, Sandy girl, my baby. Now the greasers, they tramp the streets or get busted for sleeping on the beach all night. Them boys in their spiked high heels, oh Sandy, their skins are so white. Me, I just got tired of hanging in them dusty arcades, banging them pleasure machines, chasing the factory girls underneath the boardwalk, where they all promised to unsnap their jeans. And you know that tilt-a-whirl down on the South Beach drag I got on in last night, and my shirt got caught, and that Joey kept me spinning. I didn't think I'd ever get off. Oh, Sandy, the aurora is rising behind us. The pier lights our carnival life on the water, running, laughing neath the boardwalk with the boss's daughter. I remember Sandy girl, my baby. Now Sandy, that waitress I was seeing, lost her desire for me. I spoke with her last night, and she said she won't set herself on fire for me anymore. She worked that joint under the boardwalk. She was always the girl you saw bopping down the beach with the radio. The kids say last night she was dressed like a star, one of them cheap little seaside bars, and they parked with Loverboy out on the Kokomo. Did you hear the cops finally busted Madame Marie for telling fortunes better than they do? For me, this boardwalk life's through, baby. You ought to quit this scene too. Oh, Sandy, the aurora is rising behind us. This pier lights our carnival life forever. Oh, love me tonight, and I promise that I love you forever. Oh, I mean it, Sandy girl, my baby. Yeah, I promise, Sandy girl, sha-la-la-la, my baby. All right, thanks again. That was Sandy by Bruce Springsteen. 4th of July, Asbury Park, parentheses, Sandy, by Bruce Springsteen. Thank you for requesting that. And yes, I did just get back from a weekend in Asbury Park, New Jersey, the one of the proclaimed hometowns of Bruce Springsteen on the Jersey Shore. And got to see quite a few of the highlights from that, from some of the landmarks that are mentioned in that song, such as the circuit, which was basically like a street oval in right along the boardwalk of Kingsley Street and Ocean Avenue. And there was the old casino building, which is now like completely gutted. It's basically a welcome to Asbury Park sign right on the boardwalk over there. A couple of other spots, including Madame Marie's little fortune-telling booth that's right on the boardwalk. That's really cool. That's been there for about 90 years or so. Let's see. We got what do we got now? What did we get a request? Dad requests the Gordon Lightfoot song you used to do. Let me see which one that might be. Okay, I think I know the one you're thinking of. I'm guessing you're thinking of Song of a Winter's Night. This is a favorite for, especially for the time that, especially for the time of the year that's coming up, that is winter, of course. So I'm going to give this a shot. A little early this year, but whatever. It's been cold enough to be winter at certain points, including including yesterday, the day I left Asbury Park, which is pretty cold. Lamp is burning low upon my tabletop. The snow is softly falling. The air is still in the silence of my room. I hear your voice softly calling. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The smoke is rising in the shadows overhead. My glass is almost empty. I read again between the lines upon each page the words of love you sent me. If I could know within my heart that you were lonely too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The fire is dying now, my lamp is growing dim. The shades of night are lifting. The morning light steals across my window pane where webs of snow are drifting. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love and to be once again with you on this winter night with you. Thanks again. That was Song for a Winter's Night. Going down the list here, the next one I see is from Twigs, and it is Forever With You, I'm guessing you're thinking of. And I can certainly do that. Okay, let me switch over real quick. This song involves a really weird tuning that I don't bring out very often. I do it once in a while when I'm recovering David Woodcock songs, but that's not the case for here. Gotta make sure I really get this right. This song can go one of many ways. Here's hoping it's a good one. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is a song that I'm hoping to have on my upcoming album. Certain parts of it have been recorded already. This is a song I wrote for an old friend of mine who had lost two very important members of her immediate family within just a few years from each other, both from cancer. So I wrote this song. All right, so this is Forever With You. Treasure lies beneath us in the comfort of this rollaway bed. The squeaking wheels don't deter you from seeking out whatever lies ahead. You see a child reaching out to her father's rested arms. She says a million words with her brown eyes. A smile breaks through his cheekbones. He picks you up and holds you. He's forever with you. The soul that cries out silently in the worry of this hospital bed. The tightest bonds are broken. Worry fills whatever lies ahead. A sister's voice is speaking, lost within a sinkhole. Hands are reaching out for one more breath. Tender lives, they fade away. The passions never die. She's forever with you. Alone and awfully certain, atop a mountain, no one by your side. Cathedral ceiling towers, a howling wind will break you in your stride. So you stretch your hands out to the God who made them. An open cry will drain your poisoned soul. The waking of your spirit, mysterious and broken. Say a prayer and they're forever with you. All right, thanks again for requesting that one, Twigs. Let's see what's further down the line. Next up is actually a song that I have never actually played before, but I do know it. I do know it, so don't worry about that. I do have the lyrics for it. And that is my sister requesting Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits. And I do want to apologize to Jamie that I don't play that song anymore. I don't play any of the old band songs. But nonetheless, I'm going to give this one a shot. See if I can pull off the finger picking. Credit to Mark Knopfler for being like one of the best One of the best fingerstyle guitarists out there. Love struck a Romeo, sings the streets a serenade. He's laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Finds a convenient street light, steps out of the shade, says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo, you nearly gave me a heart attack." Well, he's underneath the window, she's singing, "Hey, la, my boyfriend's back." You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? Juliet, the dice was loaded from the start, and I bet you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? Come up on different streets, they were both the streets of shame. They were both dirty, both mean, yes, and the dream was just the same. And I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. Now how can you look at me as if I was just another one of your deals, when you can fall for chains of silver, you can fall for chains of gold, you can fall for pretty strangers and the promises they hold. You promised me everything, you promised me thick and thin. Yeah, now you just say, "Oh, Romeo, I think I used to have a scene with him." Ah, Juliet, when we made love you used to cry. You said, "I love you like the stars above, gonna love you till I die." There's a place for us in that movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? I can't do the talks like they talk on the TV, and I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be. I can't do anything, but I'll do anything for you. No, I can't do anything except be in love with you. Yeah, now all I do is miss you and the way it used to be. All I do is keep the beat, the bad company. All I can do is kiss you with the bars of a rhyme, Juliet. I'd do the stars with you anytime. Ah, Juliet, we made love, you used to cry. You said, "I love you like the stars above, and I love you till I die." But there's a place for us, you know, in that movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet. The love-struck Romeo sings the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Finds a convenient street light, he steps out of the shade, says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for requesting that. It's good to expand. These are songs that I've always had the idea of playing them. I just never got around to it. So I think that was pretty decent for a first try. The version of that song that I know better is the Indigo Girls version, which is on their album Rites of Passage. But because I grew up with that album, that's why I performed Galileo as well. And I think that version was like a mix of the two, as much as I could, because I don't know the Dire Straits version or Mark Knopfler's version that well. Let's see, what time is it? 7:43. Okay, let's get to. I accidentally skipped over this one. Twigs wanted to hear "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald" by Gordon Lightfoot. That's a good one. I'm going to give that a shot. All right, let's see if I can do this. Legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up their dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With an iron load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and crew was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned. Concluding some terms with a couple steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang out, could it be the north wind they've been feeling? Wind in the wires made a tattletale sound when the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November came stealing. The dawn came in late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. Afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the first of the hurricane west winds. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. it grew dark, it was then. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say that have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. Now all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives, of the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings on in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan streams like the young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And further below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a rustic old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down to the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up their dead when the gales of November come early. Thank you so much for requesting that, Twigs. That was The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. That song is based on a real shipwreck that occurred, I'm not exactly sure when. If I had known I'd be playing that tonight, I would have done a little research on it. But the lyrics of that song have been changed many times by Lightfoot in order to keep it as factually correct as possible. Big example that I always remember was in one of the verses. The original line was, at 7 p.m. the main hatchway gave in. Said, fellas, it's been good to know you. That was the original line, but it was discovered that that was not actually the case when the ship went down. All he could really say was, it went down. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got now. Speaking of ships and boats, I think this is an appropriate one here. Fishing by Richard Shindell. That's a good one. Let's see. Please have a seat. I'm sorry I'm late. I know how long you've had to wait. I did not forget your documents. No time to waste, why not begin? Here's how it works. I've got these faces. You give them names and I won't deport you. Make sure you face my tape recorder. Make no mistake, this fountain pen could put you on a plane by 10. And by the way, you're next of kin. I know which house she's hiding in. So now that you know whose skin you're saving in this photograph, who's this one waving? I think you know, so speak up, amigo. It says here that by trade you were a fisherman, and I bet you in the end can really reel them in. And if you get the chance, you should try to get up to Lake Michigan. Or maybe, but then again. Anyway, where were we then? Is he your friend? Well, I recommend that you look again. Where does he stay? What is his name? There is no shame, he'd do the same. So what do you say? I don't have all day. It's up to you, which will it be? Good citizen or poor campesino? My dad used to rent us this place in Ontario. He'd show us how to cast the line and tie the flies. He used to say that God rewards us for letting the small ones go. Or maybe, but I don't know. Anyway, it's easy to bite. You just take the bait. You can't snap the line. Don't fight the hook. Hurts less if you don't try to die. Senor, as you know, I was a fisherman, and how full the nets came in, we hauled them up by hand. But when we fled, I left them out just past the coral reef. They're waiting there for me, running deep. All right, well, thanks again. That was Fishing by Richard Schindel that my mom requested. I'm going to close off now. And apologize to any of you who requested anything past this. Let's see. Twig said say it was November 10th, 1975. So that would have been not too short before the song actually came out. So that was pretty quick. I could have sworn it was earlier than November 10th, though. If they're talking about, if they talk in that song about how the gales of November come early, I would have thought, I always thought it occurred like in late October. Anyway, nonetheless, thank you very much for requesting that. Thank you very much to everybody for requesting songs tonight. I'm going to play one more for you, and we'll move on to that. I'll bring up the final ticker here. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. It's always great. still working on the sound stuff with this brand new mixer. It's a Behringer Flow 8 digital mixer, and trying to get the levels ready to go. So, and it's not quite there yet, but I'll be working on it. I will be back again next week for another stream. I know I said I was going to take a break, but I decided not to, since this was a little bit easier to manage than I thought it would be. And I think in that show, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about my trip to the NERFA conference that I just got back from. That's what I was in Asbury Park, New Jersey for. And so I'll relay some of the stuff from there. I don't have a ton of stories, but I do have a ton of things to talk about within the realm of NERFA that I was taken by during my time there. Got to see a lot of old and new friends. Got to introduce to a lot of great artists. But I'll organize my thoughts on that front and relay some of them to you on next week's stream. So I hope you can tune in for that. But that, nonetheless, thanks very much for being here tonight. Thanks to everybody who sent in requests. It's always great to have you here. I'm going to close out the night with one more song for you. This is How You Say Goodbye. Thanks again so much for being here. The bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on this screen plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded, no room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating, the cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes and a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and the cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy seal. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. Fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, the swing of the bat and the cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy seal. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I've struck out way more times. You can't fit in this old room. But as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight. The swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy seal. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I say goodbye. All right, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm glad you could Beck, you could join us tonight. I do want to put one more thing on here that just came up on the comment board, and that is that Ronnie and I will be at the Last Whiskey Bar in Warwick, New York on Saturday, November 19th, 3 to 5 p.m. It's on the old prison property. That's right, where those of you who are locals know where the old Mid-Orange Correctional Facility was. It's on that old property over there. Not the most ideal place to put a nice whiskey bar, but there are actually two out there, nonetheless. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Once again, that's on Saturday, November 19th, and I'll be relaying some more information about that on Facebook and everywhere else. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Big thank you to those of you who sent out chats and the things in the comments and then in the YouTube chat as well. Big thank you to Joe Aiken for being here. Big thank you to Kat as always. Thank you to Twigs as always. It's always great to have you guys here. And thank you to Jamie Zotti for joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us as well. It's been a great pleasure playing with you guys, and I'll post here for this information, this little tidbit about next week's live stream. We'll be back again next Tuesday, 7 p.m. as usual. And I'm not entirely sure of a title for next week's stream, but there will be a theme to it, certainly. But nonetheless, thank you so much for being here tonight, and I will see you again very soon. Peace and love, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, now we're good. Peace and love, you guys. Take care.